Hi everyone, it's Rachel. Most of you probably know me from Ron's channel and him speaking of me and a couple of videos that we have done together. I actually just recorded like 30 minutes because I want to do my own, I would like to do my own videos discussing health, diet, things that I am pretty passionate about. And I accidentally deleted my video when I realized that the time was running short and oh crap, I gotta delete a bunch of images on my device here. So here I am starting over again. It sucks because I went into a lot of detail that I'm going to try and do again. So I started off discussing my 3-day juice fast and the things I experienced during that fast. So on a normal daily basis, Ron and I will have a small snack sometime during the day when our body says, feed me. A piece of fruit, a piece of banana bread, something like that. And then we have a bigger meal consisting of vegetables, mainly in the evening. I make gravy. Yes, they're cooked. Raw plants are definitely the best to consume. However, that's just how we do it here. Kaylee, on the other hand, our 12-year-old, she eats whenever she wants. We don't force her to eat at a specific time of the day. We don't tell her when she's hungry because only her body can do that. And she's maintained perfect health. She's actually been the healthiest I think she's ever been in her life. She was born 5 weeks premature. She was supposedly immune compromised. She had acid reflux really bad. She was taken from me right away and was in the NICU. And I had an emergency C-section, so I didn't sign any paperwork for vaccines for that one. They were all just given to her without my consent. So were my other two. I was never given any information about vaccines in the military hospitals. I was never given the opportunity to consent, really. So that sucks. They were poisoned. And there's a lot of things that went wrong with raising my older two for sure. So I hope that I'm doing the best of my ability with Kaylee. So the 3-day juice fast. My body experienced some really crazy things. I wouldn't say hunger pains by any means. I could feel my intestines like clearing out. There was even a knot in one spot of my stomach that has always been there. And Ron would massage my stomach. We were trying to get it loose. After about the first day, it became pretty apparent that, oh my gosh, I can feel this knot here because everything else had been emptying out. And the juice felt great, the water felt great. However, like that knot was really painful. Well, a couple of years ago, I'd seen a couple of YouTube videos. I had done some research into turpentine to make sure that you could clear parasites from your body. I work with a lot of animals. I like to rescue animals, and I usually don't put gloves on when I'm trying to help an animal or anything like that. So it's definitely a possibility, always has been, for me to contain parasites. I take oregano oil, which is it's anti-parasitic. It's an antibiotic. It is an amazing natural allergy relief medication. It's called oil of oregano. You can get that Meijer, Walmart, all kinds of different places. You really should do some research into what your supplements contain, though, what the shell of it's made out of, and things like that. That is really important. They've done studies on which supplements actually contain what they say they contain and which ones don't. However, I was feeling movement within my intestines. And I thought, holy crap, this feels like when you first start feeling a baby flutter in your stomach. It was creepy. Creeped me out. And over the past couple of years, we've noticed an influx in a flea issue, which of course I've treated the animals and the carpets and all of those things. Well, fleas ingested when you let your animals sleep with you, or I guess just being around them, even humans can get tapeworms by ingesting a flea infected. So I left turpentine in my cabinet for a while because I was actually kind of, I'm not going to lie, I was scared. I didn't want to see bugs come from my body. However, there was a joke that went on while I was visiting my family that they should hang a piece of meat in front of my face to extract the tapeworm that was making it so that I didn't gain weight no matter how much food I consumed. So, it's so funny now. But I took a dose of turpentine and sugar. Sugar attracts the parasites, the turpentine kills them. And, yes, I excreted freaking dead tapeworms. That is so unbelievably disgusting. Several bowel movements of dead tapeworms. That is disgusting. I can't even stress that enough, how dramatic that was for me. I was completely petrified, I guess. Just, how is this living? How long has this been living inside my body? Like, gross. Anyhow, before we changed our diet in the past, when we still consumed animal products and meat and things like that, my whole life thought it was perfectly normal to only take a bowel movement once a week. So I literally walked around my whole life full of shit. Like, literally. This is so gross. So this fast did some pretty amazing things for me. I've never, ever, ever, ever in my whole life been able to belch without a carbonated drink of some sort. So a few years ago when I stopped drinking pop, it was actually extremely painful because I could feel gases building up. And I did, and I still occasionally will purchase the Zevias. They're clear, there's no dyes or anything in them, and a little bit of carbon from time to time, in my opinion, isn't super dangerous when you live a healthy lifestyle. And so I still would, on occasion, drink one of those just to get a nice healthy belch, because it's not something I've ever been able to do. And I find it fascinating that some folks can just like breathe a gulp of air and then burp. And children do it all the time, and they think it's hilarious, and I just I could not do that. Well, during the juice fast, as my intestines cleared out and the turpentine cleared out the tapeworms, I was just belching left and right every time I would take a drink, and it was the most exciting thing I think that happened, really, is that I could belch. When I started to try after the fast to eat solid food, it felt like someone had taken a wire bristle brush to the inside of my intestines. And as the food would go down into my intestines, I could feel it go all the way down after being empty, completely emptied. It was extremely painful. So we would have to, I would have to put my food down and just not eat it. And I found myself only wanting fruits. It was the only thing that didn't cause pain. Even citrus fruit was okay. You would think that may burn, but it actually didn't. I was eating mandarin oranges, and pineapple was mixed into the juices that I started to make after the liquid juice fast. I found myself not wanting coffee. I was really craving juice after the fast, and we've actually been doing fruit, whole fruit, and water smoothies. I used to mix almond milk and almond yogurt and things like that when I would make smoothies, but something just told me that I need to have nothing but fruit and water. And the way that I've been feeling since doing that every day is just amazing. I haven't craved the coffee as much. And we now we put one scoop or whatever of coffee in our coffee pot, and in order to reduce the amount of caffeine that we intake, over the last couple of years, we actually just run water over those same coffee grounds all day long. It was my own idea to maybe trick the brain because I like the warm drinks, and we are in Michigan, and right now it's the middle of winter, and I have a tendency to really enjoy just the warm liquid. So it's basically brown water most of the day, and we have started adding herbal tea bags. So there's flavor, and herbal teas are just really good for you, and they're healing, and there's a lot of flowers and plants that just do amazing things for the body that a lot don't really understand. I still don't fully comprehend. I read and read, and I have to look things up all the time when people ask me. But I've been studying constantly. One of the best resources I think that I found for really starting to research herbs and natural medicine is used bookstores, thrift shops, estate sales, garage sales. People have boxes and boxes of books that they're just like, oh, you can just have that book, or that's a quarter. I haven't really spent a ton of money on books. This one is an herb Bible. This one is Women's Choices in Natural Healing. This one is Listen to Your Body. Does it mean everything? And every single one of these books is 100% accurate. I think some things and herbs and diet and stuff can very much be an individual thing, because we're not all exactly the same, and we all have different things that we need to heal from, and different parts of our body that need certain things, some more than others, some less than others, if that makes sense. A couple that I did actually purchase at full price. This one is Natural Homeopathic Medicine at Home for everyday ailments and minor injuries. This one has been amazing. My mother even gave me a couple of herb books that I would pick up and sift through every time I would visit her, and she finally told me to take it home because I look at it more than she does. So that's people have given me books, and I like to have them. There's times when you don't know what to do with yourself, and you know that you shouldn't be staring at a mindless TV show, because that really is brainwashing. It's programming. You can see it. Once you have the eyes to see, you can clearly see how mainstream media and television programming is actually affecting our society in a really horrible way. This one, the Detox Miracle Source book. This is by Dr. Robert Morse, a naturopath doctor. I highly recommend this if you want to be in line with nature and be in tune with your body, because your body does actually speak to you, and you can, when you get healthy, you can feel what's going on inside your body. When I lay down in the evenings, I like to, that's when I say my prayers, and that's when I talk to my body, literally. I try to close my eyes and see inside my body. I try to feel where's my heartbeat throbbing the most, because I feel like if the heartbeat is throbbing in a very specific area, a lot of people perceive that as pain. I don't know that I perceive pain exactly the same, but it's just a discomfort. And there was an incident I had where I woke up the next day and I told Ron, I saw inside my body I have a brain tumor. And I really thought I had a brain tumor. I knew something was wrong with my head. Some months later, I was in an accident and I got an instant migraine. And I went to the hospital because, well, I was in an accident. Best thing to do is go get checked out. Is my thinking back then for sure. But I was rushed in an ambulance to another hospital. I had several CT scans. They thought I was bleeding on the brain. And it turned out that my whole entire brain was covered with calcium deposits, like an 80-year-old Alzheimer's patient. And several neurologists couldn't figure out why. Well, I know why. I consumed water completely filled with fluoride. And an Alzheimer's patient, when they dissect the brain, it's completely filled with fluoride. I don't know why anyone still believes that fluoride in drinking water is okay. It is a government waste product that they sold and marketed as something for health. And when doctors, dentists, and other people are just told this in their books, in their manuscripts, in this study and that study, they instantly take that as fact. And that's horrible. It's killing people. It's disgusting. Can you rid your body of those things? Yes, you can. Apple cider vinegar flushes your lymphatic system. There's a Peruvian herb that I take called shakapidra. If I'm mispronouncing that, I'm sorry. But I have taken that, and I actually had instances where I felt like there's a hole in the top of my head and someone was pouring peroxide down in it. Like a very popping sensation as I've been detoxing calcium from my body. So magnesium also. Magnesium actually makes calcium water soluble so that it can actually flow through the body properly. So if you take a calcium tablet and you break it up in a glass of water, the water will be cloudy. If you take a magnesium tablet and break it up and put it in the same glass of water, it will make the water clear. And that's just a little experiment you can do to see what calcium does to the inside of the body. It's actually magnesium that makes your bones stronger, not calcium. So when all of this happened, we were researching vegetables. Don't eat white beans. They contain more calcium, blah, 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 blah. Well, which ones contain magnesium? So the funny thing is, in nature, most of the plants that contain calcium also contain the right amount of magnesium so that the body can process it. Just further proving my point in a way that those plants were designed for us to consume. We are designed to consume plants. It's just amazing to me that I was tricked for so long, which is why so many people stay in the state that they're in, because some of these ideas, I don't know how to say it, really, people just can't comprehend it, and if they can't comprehend it, and they don't want to believe it, it's just like it is complete cognitive dissonance. They just, they don't want to believe that they were lied to, especially healthcare workers. Yes, I have some of those in my family. I love you guys very much. And it's not that I think medicine is a bad thing by any means, especially for trauma. And there are many, many things that save lives. Nature still is the best remedy, in my opinion, and the best route is to try everything natural that you can, and all of health begins with what you put in your body. So all of these processed products, if something can sit on a store shelf or in a shipping container, then on a store shelf and blah 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 for years, some of these items, because of the preservatives added, which are chemically added, man-made, not natural. What do you think that does to the inside of your body when you consume all these unnatural things? It's disgusting. That's what it is. And it leaves a little knot in your intestines, which I'm still getting out. I've had, when I've been on vacation in the past, I have cheated, eaten things that I knew were wrong, and it's either pay now or pay later. Well, I paid later with extreme pain during that fast, to the point where I was rolling around on the floor. I was trying to put my body in all these crazy positions to get the gas to release, to massage these knots out of my intestines. It was a great experience, physically and spiritually. I kind of instantly knew when all of those bad things were coming out that this was some sort of clarity that I'm feeling, and it's really kind of indescribable, the type of clarity that I felt. I really crave the fruit now so much more, and I know that that's the right way to consume food. I know that's what I'm supposed to be eating in order to be healthy. The majority of everyone I know has one or more medical conditions that that they're being treated for, either by a doctor or with just continued pharmaceuticals. And in our family, so many medical conditions have just disappeared, to the surprise of the doctors and other folks. Just is kind of just, they really just don't believe it. I mean, I have medical documentation about my degenerative disc disease that I suffered tremendously. I was on all kinds of neurological medications. I was on a morphine patch. I was on heavy narcotics, muscle relaxers, gabapentin. I can't, oh my Lord, I had a slew of things that I was on. And coming off of those things was probably the worst. And then the depression drugs, because of course those other drugs make you depressed because you can't move and blah, 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 blah. Funny thing, Ron makes cannabis oil. I think most know that, but I avoided that for a long time. So, but the results of actually finally using it as a medication, I've never slept so good in my entire life. And the L4, L5 in my spine has, from the latest MRI, which was a couple years ago, has started gaining height. Which in the medical community, that's impossible. You're supposed to have your spine fused and blah, blah, blah. Which I was this close to having my fusion surgery done, when I just, the thought of someone chopping my back open to melt together two of my vertebrae, basically, was like, that just does not seem right. And I'm glad I did not do that, because the majority of folks I know that have had that done, they still can't walk. They're using a walker. I was in a wheelchair home in military housing because I would urinate when I would take a right step forward, or I would collapse. My tailbone is permanently crooked because I fell so many times. And now, I don't know, I think I live a pretty healthy lifestyle. I run around with my daughter. I ride horses, things that they told me I'd never, ever be able to do again. I can do a back bend, which I couldn't even barely lean forward without crying and acting like this old decrepit person before I was even 40. That's so my joints were so locked up from, I'm sure, calcium deposits and completely just riddled with toxins from the inside out. I have dentures just like Ron. I had what they call periodontal disease, where supposedly the teeth rot from the inside out. Well, when you put rotten flesh inside your body, do you think the decaying process stops because you put it inside your body? Nope, it sure doesn't. And so that, along with preservatives, along with food dyes, which are carcinogenic, don't trust me. I don't think anyone should trust anything I say. You should really do your own research on all of these topics. This is really important. And don't trust the first thing that pops up on Google, because guess what? That's the crap they want you to read. Snopes, the whole fact checker thing, it's a man, a woman, and a cat. And do you really think that man, woman, and their cat is answering billions of questions and finding out the facts? Come on now. That doesn't even make sense. That is a computer algorithm telling you what the government and whoever the heck's in charge of this freaking mad circus show want you to believe, and what they want the truth to be. Funny thing though, the truth finds its way. It really does. And I think a lot of folks are really realizing that if we don't get back in tune with nature, we're not going to make it. Because what does usually prevail? Nature. Nature always comes back. And the more in line we are with nature, the more we are going to have the ability to actually continue on here. All these disagreements that everyone has about, politics, mainstream media, voting, our country, this and all this country pride. I don't care where anyone is from. I don't care what country you were born in. I don't care whether you come to this country or go to that country. Everyone has a right to free travel. Every living being has a right to move around in this place. I'm pretty sure God said so. It just doesn't make sense for there to be borders, in my opinion. There's bad people everywhere. Are we letting bad people in? Are bad people getting out? Do you don't think Americans have gone to other countries and caused a muck? I'm sure they have. I know quite a few soldiers who have done that while they're in other countries. So, really, does any of that matter? We're all here in this place, and we're supposed to help one another to survive. If survival means we should be more in tune with nature, don't you think we should be trying to help each other get to that place? That's just my personal opinion on that. I don't care what anyone thinks about it either, and if I offend anyone, I'm sorry. If you get offended by my thoughts or opinions, then that's not an issue with me, it's an issue with you, because my words and thoughts and feelings should not offend anyone. I have to live my life the way that I see fit. No one owns me. No one convinces me to do anything. No one tells me to do anything. Oh, Lord. Someone tell me to do something. That would that would just be bad. I don't like to be told what I can and can't do. And really, to be honest, if someone tells me I can't, I'm gonna show you that I can. That's just who I am. I'm very strong-willed, maybe a little hard-headed sometimes. When my feelings get hurt, I tend to, I sometimes still emotionally react, especially when it concerns my children, my immediate family. I get a little spunky, so to speak. But I don't think we should behave that way towards one another. A lot of folks have been shutting family members out because their ideas are a little bit different. They may live a little bit different. We all have our own personalities. We all have our own personal demons that we're still working on, all of us, every single one of us. And everyone has a right to express their emotion how they see fit in any situation. There's no reason to try to prevent anyone from expressing themselves, whether that be anger, tears. So yeah, everybody has that right to really express what they're feeling, no matter how it may come out. Sometimes we do just kind of explode, and that stems from bottling things up inside and really not having a comprehension of yourself. And I'm very guilty of this. Sometimes there will be so much chaos going on and I'm so busy doing this or doing that. Summertime gets a little hectic for me. I get a little overwhelmed when I'm trying to help others in many different ways. Many others. I definitely get overwhelmed, and I've lashed out, and I've tried to go about expressing myself and saying, yes, this was an issue, this is what I did, blah, blah, blah. However, to avoid your family members can be very detrimental. You don't have to live the same way. You don't have to have the same ideas. The only thing that I would suggest to everyone is to not shut anyone out, even if they may be hard to deal with. Even if, like, oh, this person's so annoying, blah, 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 or this person believes this, or this person believes that, or this person thinks that. Everyone has free will to have their own thoughts and their own feelings, and everyone maybe should get a grasp a little bit on how they emotionally react. Those are things we have to continuously work on, and we are going to have moments, especially in close families, where you just lose it and you get everything out. And who better to do that around than the people you're closest with, because they're supposed to love you no matter what goes on. And then you get over it and you move past it. Some I know don't have the ability to do that, and that's okay, because that's who you are, and this is who I am, and that's okay. I will say, though, that I shut my family out for 20 years due to shame. I was ashamed of the way I was living, and I was ashamed that I was married to an alcoholic. I did not, I was just ashamed. I lived a very crappy, debaucherous lifestyle, and I was full of so much shame, and I had not repented or come to terms with the crappy life I was living. I just couldn't even come to terms with it, so I couldn't face my own father, and I almost lost him. To go 20 years without speaking to your family, and then to go visit because he is almost gone, or is on his deathbed, so to speak, that has a whole new type of shame all in itself. To try and convince them in a horrible time of fear, that I had changed and that I wasn't this horrible person they remember, was absolutely terrible. The look on my father's face the first time I saw him in a hospital room, he looked like a deer in the headlights. And he looked scared to see his own daughter, because I think I felt right in that moment that he's scared to even probably speak to me, because he knows I might just run away and never talk to him again. And how awful is that? Talk about the most horrible self-realization. And then to be there to help care for him in his time of need. And to be around my stepmother, who I call Mom, was one of the most beautiful experiences in my life, because I got to experience what it was like to have a mom. Oh, I love her so much. To get up in the middle of the night and in the kitchen with a mother that's like, oh, I want something, I don't know what I want. And she's like, let's bake a cake. I broke down in tears because I'd never had that experience with a mother. And that realization that my own shame and the way I'd been living had kept me from this beautiful family. Oh, how awful is that? I'm about to cry. It's really hard to talk about some of those things, but does that mean that they agree with every single thing I do right now? No. Do we pick back and forth about certain things? Yes, because we're family. Do I agree with every single thing they do? No. Do I push them sometimes to take this supplement, take that supplement? Don't get this shot. Don't do this. Yes, I do. I do that because I love them very much. And I know somewhere that they know that my words and my actions come from nothing but love. I'm not trying to push my lifestyle on them. I don't think that I'm better than them. I don't call them narcissistic because they think this way is better than that way or whatever. It's okay to express your anger and frustration sometimes with your family members. However, you can be tactful about things, and it is very hard. Some get offended and get their feelings hurt easily. Really, when you get your feelings hurt by something that someone says to you, you really should take a moment to self-reflect, because a lot of times your family members are trying to help you, and the truth, it usually just comes out, and not always in a way that will make sense to everyone. But when you talk to someone, when you actually listen to their voice, not text messages, not emails, not video chats while you're driving, not Snapchat, not Instagram, not Facebook, not any of that. Actually listening and hearing and feeling the tone and expression. We're vibrational beings, and the sound of a loved one's voice can really change your perception of what they're trying to convey to you. Because like right now, you can hear the passion in my voice, you can see it in my facial expressions, you can feel what I'm trying to say to you. If you're frustrated and you need to have a conversation with someone you love. The answer is not to, oh, well, they're going to know I love them today because I sent a text. By the way, Mom and Dad, I know I don't call enough. I really, you guys know, I do a lot around here, and this last week has been crazy with the cats. There's been stuff going on with my cats. One of them has had to go live in the garage for the most of his day. And yes, he's fine. He has food and water. He has a couch, a coffee table. He's pretty well taken care of. But his behavior has made him have to go outside. And I've been cleaning up his rotten behavior. However, everyone needs to just speak to each other because we are vibrational. That whole gut instinct, when you walk into a room and you enter a conversation, you can almost like feel the energy of the room. You get vibes from other people. People say it like it's a joke, but it's actually reality. We do have an energy field around us, and our energies affect one another. If you're around someone who's in a crappy mood all day long, it's going to affect you. When you and your husband are trying to put something together and he's huffing and puffing, it makes you get mad, right? And you're like, what the heck's your problem? Why don't you just go over there and I'll do it myself? That's their energy affecting you. Like, you can feel that. You can feel someone else's frustration. You can feel someone else's pain, which is how we feel empathy. And a lot of people have like stepped away from that, and they're just like, that person did this, and that person did that, and that person this. People externalize everything now, and they point the finger. Oh Lord, does everyone point the finger at somebody else? Like, take responsibility for what you're doing and how you might be making the others around you feel. If you express these things out loud with your voice, that's how others can comprehend what your energy may be feeling. Like, if I get up and I'm in a weird mood, I'll say that. I'm like, I'm sorry if I seem snappy today. I'm off. I don't know why I'm off today. I'm just in one of those moods. And then the others around you know, okay, well, she might just be stomping around because she's mad at the dog for something before we got up, whatever. It's always good to express that. And then when you're in a good mood, the same thing. Hey, I feel really good today. How are you feeling? You know, like, are you having an off day? Is something off? You seem off. That's how we talk in our house. And even my 12-year-old can express herself. Is something bothering you? Is something wrong with schooling? Anything like that. And families don't have discussions like that anymore, and I can't quite understand that. When you can see pain in someone's face and you tell them what's going on, like, I can see in your face, and I can feel it. I can feel that something's wrong. I'm fine. Oh, I'm fine. Nothing's wrong with me. Okay, well, damn it, I can feel it, and you're full of shit. I get it that you might not want to discuss it right now, but just say those words. Don't say I'm fine, because others around you can feel it. Like, they can feel that you're not fine. Have deeper discussions with your loved ones. Talk about things that are important. How do you want to improve your health? How do you want this year to go for you? Because all this other crap aside, the COVID crap, the mask crap, do we wear a mask? Do we not wear a mask? Do we do this? Do we do that? Blah, blah, blah. I'm pretty sure everyone knows my feelings on that. I need oxygen. It's kind of what keeps us alive. And I'm going to continue to breathe oxygen. And I'm going to continue to consume very green plants so that my body is getting the oxygen it needs. Wheatgrass, by the way. Tastes nasty. But it will feel like you really... I can't even compare it to anything. You can feel it flow through your whole body, and you can feel the oxygen actually get through your whole body. It's pretty cool. I don't even know where I was going with all of this. So, as far as herbs, I wanted to get into some herbs a little bit. just some basic herbs that I have some knowledge on and ones that I use constantly. For the brain calcification, I use apple cider vinegar, and I take that every day. I've felt amazing results from that. My daughter takes it. My dogs take it. My cats take it. Everybody takes it because it keeps your lymphatic system clean. It has many other amazing benefits. Everyone should really do some research into what fermented fruits, fermented cabbage, fermentation does something very well for the body. Apple cider vinegar is one of those things that I choose to use as a daily part of my diet. Elderberry has been proven to prevent the flu. It boosts your immune system, and in general, it just keeps you healthy. So we all take elderberry every day, including the dogs. Colloidal silver, I take that. Not everyone takes that all the time. Kaylee will use colloidal silver if she notices, my throat's a little scratchy, maybe because she was in her live classes for homeschooling and had to speak too long, or her eye, she has a small headache. She does wear screen protective glasses when she is on her homeschool, but sometimes she still will get a headache if she's had several classes back to back. And she'll take some colloidal silver, she'll take cell salts. We use oregano as an allergy medication. Kaylee would have to switch allergy medications constantly when we were crazy and listened to everything the doctor said. Well, when we started taking oregano oil, we took it, I want to say, for like a year solid as like a daily allergy medication, like you would take Claritin or something. And now she takes it only if there's some kind of issue. It's a natural antibiotic. It's a natural pain reliever. There's a whole list of things that oil of oregano can do for you. Rosemary, thyme, garlic. There's just those are herbs that should be added to your meals, your smoothies, your just daily regimen. Even if you take it in a supplement type form, herbs are very good for you. And they do amazing things for the body. Dr. Morse, this book is, I actually cling to this book kind of like I do my Bible, because this thing, the amount of knowledge that's in here, and the way that it is explained how your body functions, and how it functions with these specific plants and herbs. This book, the back says Dr. Morse is one of the greatest healers of all time. He has YouTube videos, so if you want to find him, he has a series called The Great Lymphatic System. I think everybody should watch it. He breaks everything down to a level that I don't see how you couldn't comprehend what he's saying. Now, he also has a bunch of herb tinctures that he does offer. In his, he has like an online store, and he actually has an office where people come visit him, and he has tinctures. This man's herbs have cured childhood leukemia, brain tumors, people with cancer, supposedly on their deathbeds. They've been cured with herbs. Just herbs. Will you find this on the mainstream media? No. Not anywhere. Of course not. The cure for cancer is what? Radiation, and that's iffy. Because why? Because that's chemical poison. Like, you're not supposed to be radiated. Like, would you put if they told you had brain cancer, would you stick your head in a freaking microwave? Holy crap. It doesn't make any sense. Colon cancer, cannabis oil, CBD oil, dandelions. Dandelions cure cancer. Those darn weeds in the yard. You can make teas out of them. You can make dandelion root coffee. There's really, you should get some herbal books. Even if you just have one in your house, one book that you found at a thrift shop that discusses herbs and all of the actual uses, remedies. This book for croup, for diarrhea, for ear infections, for vomiting, remedies for a happier baby. This is just for babies, this little list right here. And these are herbs, things you can do in your own home. Most illness, most things that everyone just rushes off to a hospital for now can be cured right in your house. Ron definitely started all of this, all of our health journey to a level that annoyed me very much at first. And I was working and I had gotten, some sort of cold. I just could not frickin' breathe at all. And I was annoyed, so I just looked it up online. What is the best thing for a cold I can do with whatever's in my cabinets at home? And it said to put oregano in a pot and stand over it and breathe in the steam. Well, within about 20 minutes of doing that, the cold was gone. And it didn't come back. And I was just like, what the heck? I just made myself better by breathing in oregano steam. So we all have a journey to learn. And at some point, others are going to figure all of it out. My goal for making my own videos will be really to try to just share what I learn about cooking, preparing meals for my family, breaking those addictions, which really food is just another addiction. Anything that you think you can't survive without for any reason, like cell phones, any of these wants, they're really addictions. We've become a society full of addiction. And if we don't break those addictions and realize that the majority of what we need is usually right where we are, especially in nature, most food and medicine is usually probably, unless you live in a city, I guess I should change that, because those stacked up cities are definitely a problem. But anywhere in nature, if you're anywhere near nature, you most likely can find a food source and a medicine source. Most of our food sources, the roots and the leaves of fruit trees and bushes and shrubs and certain plants, they're extremely medicinal. And where do you think medicine came from? Yeah, roots, plants, it all began there. Someone got the bright idea to start chemically altering all of these things, which then chemically altered our bodies. And we just allowed it. So we've given consent for basically who we are to be changed by someone else, something completely ungodly, because it's not in line with nature in any way, shape, or form. And I can't personally see like, just picture a bunch of human beings on just way long ago, when nothing here but plants and stuff and animals, and do you really see them just running around like savages, like ripping flesh? Like, do you really see that? Would you do that? Would you just go outside, and do you have the capability to capture and consume an animal with your bare hands. I guess maybe a rat, small things like that. But I mean, get real, a cow. Like, are you gonna sit there and gnaw a cow? Are you gonna be able to rip its flesh off? Have any of you touched a piece of leather? Like, okay, your teeth were not designed to rip that animal's flesh. I promise you, they were not. And Dr. Morse breaks it down on how the body is not meant to process proteins like that whatsoever. It just was not. But until you come to these understandings, I'm not saying anyone that eats meat is wrong. I'm not judging anyone either, because I was a savage, and I lived in the South. For Christ's sake, we ate fried chicken, steak, all that. It's gross. At some point, though, I just, even when Ron had changed and I was still consuming animal products, my whole goal in life was, I love animals. I want to save them. And I'm standing there with, I think it was a piece of chicken or something on the stove. Ron's grossed out. And I'm just like, holy crap, how the fuck can I say I love animals? There's one in a pan in my freaking house. Like, what the heck? That doesn't make any sense. That's just me personally. I'm not saying everybody else will come to those realizations. However, like, that is sick. Like, that is sick. You sit there and pet your dog while you got another animal sitting on your plate. Like, it's just weird. It's kind of weird. It's kind of really weird. And then we hate people in other countries that, like, eat dogs. Like, I mean, maybe the cow is sacred to them and they think we're freaking assholes. Like, really? Needlessly killing something when the body doesn't even require that is really, it's just odd. I don't see how anyone couldn't kind of look at that and go, yeah, that's kind of weird. But, you know, to each their own. Everyone will either figure these things out in their own time, or they're going to continuously get sick, because regardless of the moral aspects of killing or allowing other living beings to needlessly suffer for greed, really, because we don't even need to consume as much food as we do. No one needs a freaking 20-ounce steak and a freaking 2-pound baked potato and your stomach. Remember when you were little and they told you that your stomach was the size of your fist? Now, if you put a portion of food on your plate with the amount of food that you've been consuming, the size of your fist, do you think you're going to get full? No, because you've stretched that sucker out to like here now, and you're over consuming and you're addicted to food. Like, that is the reality of this situation. It really is. It's not appropriate to overeat. It really isn't, and it's making people sick, and it is so painful to watch. It really is painful to watch when you see people in public and even small children nowadays that are obese to the point to where it hurts them to take a walk. Or I've seen children trying to follow their parents around the grocery store, and they stop because they can't breathe. For one, they got a mask on their face. Their state of health looks awful. I mean, no offense to anyone specific, but they look like they eat boxes of Pop-Tarts 24 hours a day, and Oreos, and microwave pizzas and things like that. And we haven't owned a microwave in forever. Like, it's a microwave. It mutates the food cells, and then you eat mutated stuff, and then everyone's like, oh my God, why does everybody have cancer? I don't know. Well, what is cancer? Cancer is, simply put, mutated cells. And it doesn't have to be like that. And it is very sad to me that it is that way. It's very sad. this may seem like a really long, like ranty, dumb video to some, and that's okay, because this is my first video on my own, and in reality, right now, I just felt like I needed to get some of this off my chest to get it out, and it's for me, and for whoever just wants to listen, because really that's what we need to do these days, is just try to listen to each other. And I know that there's a lot of folks out there that I can still learn from, and I want to. I want feedback, trolls included. Some people can belittle me or say something about, oh, I don't know, the background environment of my house, or whatever they might want to do, because there's those folks that do that, and that's fine. Express yourself. We all need somewhere to vent and express ourselves. That's a right that we have, and I'm okay with that. I might not respond to it. Just know that I'm in a good place, and I don't have any desire to respond to anything like that. Positive thoughts, though, I will engage as much as I have time to. I enjoy my time, which is why I haven't made videos as of yet, even though I really had considered it. I'm at the point now where I really want to, because I think it'll just help me to better understand myself, and maybe even the way that I come off to others. I think that's important, to really kind of comprehend how you're portraying yourself to out there, because I definitely do feel really lonely sometimes, and the few people that I do come in contact with, I feel very almost ostracized, like I'm the weirdo, but they do tend to like my kindness and rely on me, but that's not, when someone's relying on you, that's not really a connection if they're just relying on you and you can't rely on them. Just to listen, even. So this is going to be my way to just have more clarity for myself, and maybe offer some of what I found to others. I think that's really important, so that we can maybe help each other grow. We really should try to speak with as much kindness as we can to one another, because being ugly to each other really isn't going to help anybody learn anything, except that whoever's being ugly is just a butthole. Okay, so yeah. So my videos actually stop every 30-something minutes, and then I have to restart. So I don't know if Ron's going to edit this in or out or what. So others who like to vent and be ugly to one another, they're really just being a butthole. Does that mean they're a butthole all the time? Or they're being whatever? No, it doesn't. Maybe someone's had a bad day. Maybe someone's had a bad week. Maybe their car broke down. Maybe someone they know passed away. And you don't know that about them. You don't know every personal detail about them. Maybe they really just needed to express themselves. Let people vent. If it is not affecting you or how you live your daily life, there's no reason to lash out on them. If they're lashing out, it may be for that moment. They may realize what they've done and come back later and apologize for that. They may not. That's also okay. Because we don't always have to apologize when we've expressed ourselves, no matter how it's come out. I will never be sorry for having feelings and emotions, getting my feelings hurt, maybe even lashing out. I won't be sorry for that. I've accepted that I am who I am, and sometimes I get mad. Sometimes I get really sad, and usually my feelings getting completely crushed is when I lash out the hardest, because I don't like to show pain all that well when someone has hurt me, when someone has manipulated me, or manipulated the others around me to think that I'm crazy or whatever. Like, I just, I won't apologize for lashing out, getting my feelings hurt. I do allow those things to go on, and I keep myself quiet for the most part, and then, yeah, when it just builds up, it builds up, and I say something, and, I won't feel bad for that. I don't have any reason to, and neither should anyone else. Trolling people on the internet, though, that's kind of stupid. I've tried to make intelligent conversation on social media, and this vaccine is scary, this could do this could do that, this hasn't been tested, blah, blah, blah. And oh my goodness, have I been called names? Someone said, your horse is probably smarter than you. It's hilarious. My horse probably is more intelligent than I, because she's very in line with nature, and she eats plants, and yeah, most animals are more in line with nature. I would agree with that comment, though, that gold is possibly more intelligent than I. Maybe even the dogs sometimes, the way they observe and are very aware of their surroundings. Sometimes I think I lack that. I've been trying to gain more ability to just be more observant, because sometimes I just giggle. This is funny to me, but I might not be aware that someone across the room thinks I'm being an asshole for giggling about something, and I might be hurting their feelings. That also indicates that there's an issue with whatever individual might get their feelings hurt by my giggle, or my expressing myself, or my talking about something, or a look like, sorry, my face is kind of stuck here, and sometimes I make all kinds of weird facial expressions, and I have dentures in right now, but I had a horrible experience, and so for the majority of the time, as you can tell by all these freaking wrinkles on my face, that I don't wear them. I'm actually more comfortable without them. And so I look like, old Mother Hubbard, like some creepy old lady most of the time. So apparently my faces offend people. Well, it's my face, I can't help it. It's kind of stuck here, like I said. And if you just ask me if I've looked at you funny or made a funny face, I'll tell you if I have an issue, or if I don't really have any reason to be sarcastic any longer. Like, I'm either going to say what I mean, or I'm not going to say it. And I have really tried hard to make sure that I say exactly what I mean. And even when I'm angry or upset, I say exactly what I mean. Now, sometimes I get really boiled up and I say things. One of my favorite things to say is that when I get really fired up, I'll say, man, I'm so tired of this place, blah, blah, blah. I'm so tired of all this crap. I will light this whole place on fire. Well, yep, I get mad. I sure do. And I express it extremely loudly sometimes. And I've probably been saying I'll light this whole place on fire for, I don't know, like 20 years. If I'm saying something like that, that means I have been pushed all the way painfully to a point where I'm about to break down crying. And those who know me know that. If you want to use that against me, I'm sorry for you, because I can't let anyone hold things against me anymore. I am who I am. You love me, you want to be around me, or you don't. And I'm okay with either decision, because I have to live. And I can no longer feel any kind of way. Basically, I can't feel anything for those who choose to avoid me or not want to be in my environment. That's okay. Like, I understand that. I'm okay with it. And if you're okay with it, then we're all okay with it. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you want to watch my videos, you also have the choice to turn those off. You don't have to watch them. I'm not singling anyone out. I'm not talking about any specific individuals in this video. I'm talking about family, relationships, friendships, all of those in general. And just pointing out certain things that I've noticed. Even in public. Man, everybody gets bad looks. I pull my mask down after I walk in. I've been putting my mask on to get past the initial lady at the front desk or the front of the store, because they can be quite rude, and they've gotten me flustered to the point where I'm screaming through the whole entire store. Literally screaming that if God wanted me to be born with a mask on, I would have been born with a mask on. Embarrassing everybody. So I decided to start putting the mask on and then pulling it right down as soon as I get past them. Now, the dirty looks and the comments I get still throughout the store, I've kind of just adapted, and I just continue about my business because I don't have time to worry about their feelings. So I need to worry about how can I make this place better for me, make this place better for my family, and live true to myself and in line with nature. In nature, when you see two cats fight or two animals fight and have it out, hash it out, the majority of the time one of them knows, oh crap, I need to get out of here. I need to go somewhere. And they don't come back. And they don't mess with each other ever again. But people like to pick and pick and pick and very deliberately do things to just continue this constant, this externalization of messing. It's that person's fault, that person's fault. I feel like this because you said this and you did this and you did this and you. And when you point something out wrong with someone and they instantly go, well, you. Well, the thing I said is still there. Take a hard look at yourself. Go deep inside yourself and understand that you have things you have to work on, just like I do. Everyone does. We all do. We all have so much to work on. And all we can do is be there to help guide one another, offer advice. And yes, everyone's going to offer advice, especially when you're young. All these freaking grown-ups telling you what to do. It's stupid. You also have to learn from your own experiences. And you're going to make your own mistakes. And that's awesome, because sometimes that is the best way to learn, is by screwing it all up. I really wish I would have kept my family in my life, and even with all my shame, because they really could have helped me through this this experience of being alive without, I wouldn't have suffered as much if they had been in my life. Would there have been more arguing? Would there have been more blaming? Would there have been more knockdown dragouts? Yep, there really might have been. Because we're all kind of stubborn and hard-headed. Would it have all been okay after the knockdown dragout? Yep, it sure would have been. And because even when you kind of have it out, there's you can still feel the love from those who genuinely love you. Those who don't and haven't, they do that thing like the animal, where they scurry off and they stay away with their finger pointed out at you, and that's okay. You know, I get that. Some of us are just made that way, and we still have further exploring to do. And I hope that there's some sort of love that that you think about or you remember. Because really not having someone that loves you and is there to listen to you and hug you when you're crying, or offer you advice when you've had an argument, or you read something, or this or that happened, or even to ask to borrow a cup of sugar. Like, sometimes we just need others. I don't think that we were meant to be all alone. But we should all understand how to be alone, because we are truly never alone. I definitely struggled with that one. And I was had to be doing something for somebody else, or somebody else is this, or somebody else is that, somebody else this. When I actually have time to focus on me, I am so genuinely happy. And I could sit in one spot alone and be perfectly peaceful alone. That's important. And then from that place of being alone and knowing that you truly have found yourself and that you love yourself, that's when you can really start to reach out and connect and have really meaningful discussions with the ones you love, to discuss things that are important and to hash out things that have happened before, if you really need to. I say the past is gone, and there's no reason to live there. There just isn't. And the future, well, we can't really live there either. My husband kind of taught me that, because I like to play out scenarios in my head. Still do it, still guilty of it sometimes, like, oh my gosh, what if this happens, what if that happens? And then I still come back to my peaceful place. I still have those thoughts, though. And sometimes I see things playing out, and I'm like, and call it premonition, whatever you want, or maybe it is just my mind making up what could happen with this. I don't know, but it still happens. I usually bring myself back to a place of peace and understand that there's absolutely nothing I can do about those what if this happens, and there's definitely nothing I can do about back there what happened. So I'm gonna live right here, right now, and I'm gonna allow everyone else to do the same, and not worry too much about what others think, do, say about me, to me. I don't really even talk to very many people, so it's very odd when I hear that others speak about me when I'm not even I'm not even really in their life. So it's kind of crazy. But hey, yay for me. I guess I'm taking up somebody's space in their head. I'm not quite sure why, but that's the thing. Some folks walk around and all they can think about is some false idol they see on TV. Look at what we've done to our children with freaking television programming. It's pretty... not we, as in all of us. I understand that the majority of folks watching this probably are way more aware. I do hope that this finds everyone in a good place. Like I said, it's my first video. If I ramble and rambled and rambled, I apologize. I'm just trying to express myself. I feel like it's important. And thanks for listening if you managed to get all the way through it. And if there's anything you would like to hear me talk about, I really kind of feel like everything's an open book. I would prefer to talk about things that line up with nature, herbs, cooking the way that I cook, gardening, those types of things. I'm still learning gardening. There's a couple channels that are pretty amazing. I've learned quite a bit from that I could suggest. And just let me know what you think would be some good topics. There is another YouTuber that she goes pretty deep into some things. We've become familiar with one another, and I really appreciate the genuine, heartfelt message that she sends out. Her and I would like to do maybe some live streams together. I don't know how to do that. I don't even know if there's an app I can download because I don't have thousands of subscribers. And I guess we'll end up figuring that out. And we don't always agree on everything. And one of the things that we want to show everyone is that you can have a very deep, meaningful conversation even if you don't 100% agree on the topics being discussed, without yelling, without getting offended as well. And too many get offended. We do plan on doing that at some point. I know that she's got a lot going on. She's busy, and she has her channel that she tends to do a lot of research and put her heart into it. So that's what I get from her, and we will hopefully be doing that soon, which I'm sure Ron will put on his channel, and then I will put on mine. This video is probably going to premiere on Ron's channel first, just because I think the only 4 subscribers I have on Rachel's Lamp, which is on YouTube, is family members. So I'm going to premiere it on his page first, because we do like to promote one another as family members. We're not in this to make any money or anything. This is genuinely just open discussion and trying to help one another learn and share what we've learned together. So I hope everyone has a good night, and I hope you like the first video.